You are now listening to Oversaturated, the podcast, hosted by Johnnie and Ralph. Now let's get it.
Welcome to another episode of Oversaturated, the podcast where we discuss music, movies, pop culture, and everything in between. I'm Johnnie.
And I'm Ralph.
Welcome to episode number 239.
Man, 239. Man, dang, I ain't got no AKA this week, man.
that's
I'll be
crazy.
Raffy Rose, man. Dang, man. It's
All right,
crazy.
look, throwback is fine.
I know, but it's crazy. He been taking too many L's lately. I don't want to be Rose right now. I don't want to be Rose right now.
New listeners, please follow us on all social media. Facebook, just search Oversaturated the podcast. Twitter is Oversat Podcast. Instagram is Oversat the podcast. And our email is oversatpodcast@gmail.com. And please be sure to check out our website, oversatthepod.com. Anything you need to know about OS is there.
Yes, sir. If you want to follow us individually, I am the mind of Ralph across the social media platforms.
On Twitter, I'm JON, 2 underscores, the letter B. On Instagram, I'm JBS_ESL_AAMU. Also, special shout out to WDJY-FM 99.1 in Atlanta.
ATL, hope.
Shout out to OS Gang down there in Georgia, man. Hold on, round of applause.
I know,
Round of applause.
yeah, got
Get that
You got it?
real quick.
Roll out the red carpet, man.
Okay. So first of all, we have a guest joining us today.
Yes, sir.
He is a part of. He's part of a podcast or a collective that it's kind of similar to what we do over here at OS. You know,
sir.
we get into the hip hop bag, we get into the nerd or the blurred bag, and we get into these Marvel and DC movies, man.
Yeah.
So I would like to introduce to everybody out there listening right now, Floyd. Shout out to Dub, man. How you doing, man?
Hey, man. I appreciate the intro and everything, man. Yeah, man. I go by Floyd of the HipHop Marvles podcast / movement. HipHop Marvel is a movement focusing on the impact Marvel Comics and entertainment has on the culture of hip hop and vice versa. You know what I mean? So we like to refer to ourselves as your friendly neighborhood plug for all things hip hop and Marvel.
I love it.
You know what I'm saying?
That's fire.
I love
it,
that.
man. I love it, man. So before we get into anything, man, we always like to ask our guests, like, how are you? How's your mental health? We know things go crazy in the country and the world all the time. And, you know, we are experiencing some crazy stuff right now. Just how are you? How's everything going on with you and your world?
Yeah, man. For the most part, I just came off the cusp of celebrating my birthday, my wife's birthday, and our 3-year wedding anniversary. Right?
Oh, man,
So,
congratulations all around. Yeah.
I appreciate that. And we actually just came back from you guys' neck of the woods, and we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But as far as like, let's face it, there's a lot going on in the world today. With this, the elections coming up.
Yeah.
Attempted assassination of
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Trump, just a whole bunch of things going on overseas, and that some people may feel that it may not affect us, but on the back end it does. So I just look at all of that, and it's important to find I wouldn't necessarily say like a vice, but like peace within something that you love to do. You get what I'm saying? For me, is I was just talking to my partner about this on our podcast. Like we whenever we have podcast sessions or episodes, we like to refer to it as like therapy, because by the time we leave, we're in a better space.
Yep.
We're in a better space mentally, and we're ready to go about the rest of the week. We normally record on the weekend. So like, the start of the week, we're normally, going to the week with a clear head. And, so it's just finding something that is true to you, that you love to do. I always advocate for people to have hobbies. You know what I'm saying, or something that they can get into to get their mind off of. That's one of the reasons why I got into like comic books, into like blurred culture, and a lot of the content and a lot of the creativity, brought me from where I was at, in the hood, like you know what I'm saying, going through the problems of the hood. So it brought me out of that. You know what I mean? It gave me a route to escape. So, I that's the main thing. As far as my mental health, I just look for different forms of escapism, and I just I take comfort in doing the things that I love to do. So.
Word. I love it, man. I love it. Same. Oversaturated is that platform for us as well. We've been doing it for quite a while now, and it's definitely helped us get through some tough times. Absolutely. So
right.
man.
Big therapy sessions on here. Like,
man, what? For
real.
For
sure.
So no, man. I definitely understand it. So what we doing?
Hey man, let's get to it. Off the
dome.
I got one for y'all. And I'm gonna start with you, brother Floyd. But listen to this, man. I like to kill nostalgia here a lot of times for people. I make people look at things with a just a different point of view.
Okay.
Yeah. So think of one of your favorite films, right? Maybe a cultural classic, whatever, right?
Okay.
What's the biggest plot hole that you noticed as rewatching some of these films? You know what I'm saying? Find like whatever film that is, and poke out. Let's go ahead and poke holes in it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man,
that's now while you guys think, I can definitely give my answer.
Right?
Okay.
Okay. Now,
yeah, I need a minute too.
Okay, no, it's cool. It's cool. I got you.
That's a good one though. That's a good one.
I recently rewatched House Party 2, right?
Okay.
And one of the biggest themes in here is friendship, right? Friendship, between kid and play. Now, I want to poke holes in the other side of the argument, right? Now, they went to college, in the second one, Sydney and Kid. Sydney and Kid broke up, right? So Sydney's friendship with like Zora was kind of like one of the Queen Latifah's character was kind of like one of the things that drove a wedge in between Sydney and Kid, right? Just like, oh, she's different thinking, different line of thinking. But they had to recreate the dance scene from the first film, right? So where did the girl come from that Sydney learned that dance with? Like, did Sydney just bust a two-step with this girl that was like? But the reason why it's a plot hole is because like in the first film, her and Shireen were like best friends, so it made sense. So it's like, where did Sydney get the time to learn this routine? And why wasn't Zoro dancing with her? It's like, it's a disservice to the girl that was her friend doing the dance routine. Like, she had no lines. Like, she didn't really help when Sydney got snatched up by a big blockhead dude. Like, it's like, damn, it's crazy.
Right.
So I was just like, yeah, that don't make too much sense to me. Like, why Zoro is not the dance partner? You know what I'm saying? If that was the case.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Because we always looked at Zora as just like the the quote unquote I don't know how y'all do with language on y'all show.
No, it's cool. I mean, if you guys can speak to
it, quote unquote, like cock blockers, pretty much. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we looked at her like that, but at the same time, yeah, you're right. Her and Shireen, they would have had more time because they're friends. They would have more time to develop the moves and study them and rehearse them.
So it's like when it comes to this dancing, we just gotta we found the background dancer. Like, it's
right,
crazy.
Basically, out of nowhere. Damn, man. For me, see, because one of my favorite movies, I would say would be Coming to America.
Okay.
But for numerous reasons. And especially just as a comedic, film. But as far as the plot hole in that, to me, it was pretty straightforward though. Like, I mean, there could have been like maybe some scenes or certain points in the movie that could have been, different. But like, as far as plot, that's a good one, bro.
It's a tough question. Listen,
it is a tough one. It's like I gotta really think. I'm playing like the movie because I know that movie like the back of my hand. I can recite every damn scene. You know what I mean? But I'm like trying to replay it. Like, is there a plot hole?
Certain films just don't apply like with certain logics. Like, because like we poke holes in Soul Food because like remember how it was a money issue with the family. and they didn't want to pay Big Mama's bills, but y'all found money to get a lawyer to do a cease and desist against Terry, which is weird. Like, lawyers still cost money per hour. Like, how did you, like, you could have just paid your mama's bills. Like, it's a simple fix. But,
no, facts. No, that's facts.
So it's only one that I have in my brain, but I got to ask a question first.
Okay.
Do vegetarians eat fish?
No.
Okay. So in Black Panther, M'Baku said that his tribe were vegetarians, but his fishermen found T'Challa in the river after his fight with Killmonger.
That is.
So that's the only one I come up with.
Jesus Christ.
He got that with a fine comb right there, because that was one of those things that like
went over here.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because think about it. I mean, what was this fisherman like doing?
Why you fishing?
Right. Yeah.
And we know they don't mess with the other tribes like that, so he ain't fishing for them. So like, what we doing?
Right. Wow. I mean, he could be selling it. I don't know.
I mean, possibly. That's true. That's true.
They got the special fish in this.
Right. They got the vibranium fish.
They got the special.
It don't count as it counts as vegetarian because of vibranium. That's what it is.
Look, I got two. I have two solutions. Two reasons why that plot hole may be there. Like number one, I said that they could be selling it to get extra cash.
Right.
Or everybody in his tribe got aquariums.
I mean, it kind of makes sense. I'm rolling.
You go to it's like in the hood. You go to all your auntie's house. They all got their aquarium in there, like in the living room and whatnot. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So everybody got one. Right. So that's the only my only thought on that. But yeah, man, that's a good question.
That was a fire question. Listen, sometimes at least once a year, Ralph stumps me on these off the domes. I'm glad I didn't get that today, so I'm good.
You did. Yeah, you did good. Me, I could not think of one.
As soon as we get past this, you go think of something.
Right.
It's gonna happen.
And that's usually how it goes. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So for my off the dome, I have a one gotta go.
Okay.
This is the villains edition.
Okay.
So I have Thanos, Loki, and Joker. One gotta go.
Bruh, you can't do this to me. Them three of my top 5 villains.
Gotta pick one to get up out of here.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. I'll say this.
Okay.
The Joker, because there are more misses with the Joker. People trying to play the Joker and reinvent the Joker. Like, if that's that's the only thing I got, because we've only seen Loki and Thanos played twice on film or on live action. So
there's so many like different versions of Joker.
Like, which one we talking about?
Which one? Yeah, no, you're right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
you gave me a loophole.
I like that.
I agree. I can't get rid of Thanos. Is like my all-time favorite villain. And then Loki, like he's Loki, man.
Yeah.
So
like if they never probably brought him back and gave him a show, I probably would have linked into getting rid of Loki. Maybe just I think my case would have been a little bit stronger if for Loki getting up out of here. If they never gave him 2 seasons of redemption.
Right.
Yeah, no, for sure. Exactly. A valid point. Very valid point.
Okay, I wasn't expecting that to go that way. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I agree wholeheartedly, because like he said, I can't get rid of the other two. I just can't do it. Nah. And then Joker, he does have a lot of variations. Like when you say Joker, like you might have to be a little specific. Yeah. Like we talking
as a whole.
That's why I said like.
Yeah, that's why. It's kind of a no-brainer when you do as a whole. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I was kind of leaning toward Loki, but I mean, y'all made a great argument for Joker. I mean, I don't know, like redemption arc aside, right? Yeah. For Loki, I think his whole arc in the MCU, even though I enjoyed it, I don't know, it didn't stick well with me. The whole back and forth with him betraying Thor and coming back to Thor's aid and looking like he was going to betray Thor again in Infinity War, but then ultimately dying. Like I got you. I don't know. It just
he didn't
hindsight,
he didn't stand in
resonate.
his villainy.
Yeah,
I feel that.
basically.
Yeah.
Stand on it, Mr. Trickster. Like, what we doing?
He more of
Right.
an anti-hero the way that
Nah,
they
for real.
set him up.
For real. So I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Loki, but whatever.
Hey, that's cool. But hey, people, that was off the dome. What was your question, Johnny?
One gotta go. One gotta go. Thanos, Loki, or Joker. Let
And
us
give
know.
me a plot hole in one of your favorite films. Let me know. We had such an in-depth question. I forgot mine, but that's crazy. But hey, OS Gang, what's happening, family and kinfolk, man? We got Doug Floyd here, one half of, or at least part of the collective of Hip Hop Marvles. Hey, man, we ain't got no topics. we ain't got no news docket this week.
Hey,
It's
just chop it up. Chop
Yeah,
it up.
just chopping it up, man.
Barbershop style, you know.
I know,
Exactly.
man. Now, it's so much going on in comic book lore, at least with things that are building up. And we talked about it last week, but let's just get into it with you right here, right now.
Okay.
Captain America, Brave New World. Did you see the trailer?
Yes, we actually just talked about it on the pod. We kind of dissected a little. We didn't do a thorough dissection, but we dissected it a little bit.
But what's your anticipation level for the film now that you've seen at least a teaser trailer?
My anticipation is I can't wait. I cannot wait. Of course, we kept hearing about the reshoots and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anytime I hear about reshoots and with movies, I get worried. It happened with Black Panther. Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
And so anytime I hear reshoots and things of that nature, I get a little tense or whatever. But as far as the trailer, I definitely enjoyed it. Harrison Ford as Thaddeus Ross, like that's a perfect. I forget, and it's crazy. I had brain fart on my pod, but I forget who played him because he just passed away.
William Hurt.
William Hurt. William Hurt.
Mm-hmm.
He did a great job also, but I think to carry on that mantle, Harrison Ford is the best choice you can ever pick.
Yeah, absolutely.
As far as Anthony Mackie looks great in the trailer.
Yeah.
A lot of people tried to shit on the Falcon Winter Soldier show.
Mm-hmm.
I was a fan of it.
Same.
I was a fan of it. I like I like the whole political / military aspect.
Yeah.
And we were just discussing this. I was saying one of the things that I love about Marvel is that, think of Marvel as like a giant city, and there's so many different avenues and streets you can go down. You don't have to just stick to just like cosmic beings and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You can go over here. Hell, we talked about the Agatha All Along trailer too. Yeah. So you can go, magic and mysticism and the occult and witchcraft. And then you could go over here to like military espionage, spy type shit, and then you could do your space stuff, and you could. So it's many different avenues. You know what I mean? And that's what I enjoy about Marvel Studios as a whole. So when I seen this trailer, like I said, Anthony Mackie, he looks great.
Yeah.
Giancarlo. Esposito. Now I wasn't sure. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I love him as an actor. I wasn't sure of the role he was going to play. I remember hearing rumors that he was talking to Marvel Studios, and I was hoping he would, go along the X-Men mythos and everything.
Yeah.
I had hopes of him playing Magneto and stuff like that. But it's good to see him in this type of, because he always plays a villain. For the most part. Mandalorian and
whatever.
The Boys and stuff like that.
I'm about to say, hell, even in the
was in the Boys.
Even in shows where it's like a grounded situation, like I watched Godfather Harlem. I'm not sure if you guys seen it, but he plays that crooked politician Adam Clayton Powell. So it's like even in there, he's still shiesty. Like shiesty. But I love his character in that show though.
Yeah. So just seeing the cast put together, I'm not sure. I'm not like familiar with the director. But he's looking like he's playing to the same tone as like the Russo's brothers did with like Civil War and
Yeah.
Put a pin in that. We'll talk about that too.
yeah, and that too. Yep. Yeah, so he's it seems like he's carrying on, like he watched those movies like Winter Soldier and Civil War like closely.
Yes.
To kind of pick up where things left off and stuff like that. So like I'm very excited. Of course, Red Hulk at the end,
facts.
Throwing the shield down. Like I'm anxious to see that because the Hulk we got now is just ass to me.
They done dumbed him down so much.
Yeah, they dumbed
crazy.
him down.
They call him smart old,
but he
dumbed down. Yeah, a dumb smart nigga. Like you know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to it, man. They introduced the new Falcon now.
He's there.
And he's in it, and I love the fact that he's he's not playing a sidekick anymore. He's like, he's the main hero. You know what I mean? Now I got me a sidekick now.
Right.
So man, it's it's a lot of different elements to it, man. I really enjoyed it. It shocked the shit out of me the day that they released it because I wasn't expecting it at all. I'm like, wait, what? I woke up literally. I said, wait, what? Okay.
He sent, Johnny sent it to me. I don't think it's a fan made trailer. I'm like, Johnny, what are you talking about? And then I looked at, I was like, oh no, this is real.
This is the real joy. Yeah, for real. Because you don't know what to believe nowadays.
Yeah, true.
No, that's true. but one thing about Marvel and the MCU. I don't think they missed when it comes to like the military espionage movies. Like think about Civil War, Winter Soldier. Honestly,
even
looking back,
first cap,
Black Widow. Not gonna lie to you, Black Widow. In hindsight,
they tried to shit on that one too.
That's what I'm trying.
But
Black Widow wasn't bad. It just came out at the dumbest.
It did.
Dumbest time.
Right.
But yeah, when you get into that spy espionage, bad because even like. Certain elements of Iron Man 2 ain't bad if you don't like Whiplash. I get it, but you know what I'm saying. Like the storyline of it all still kind of made sense. But
exactly
because of the introduction of Black Widow, so I guess so. But I mean, just piggybacking off those points, the movie looks good. Like we can't get around that. We just hope that it sticks true to what Marvel has been able to do with those military espionage type, movies and TV shows and things like that. Because Secret Invasion is probably like the precursor for some of this. There were some things good about Secret Invasion, then there was some things that aren't so great. But that's the majority of the MCU Disney Plus content, if you're being honest, right? Every episode, every season is what, 6 episodes?
Yeah,
you probably like 3 3.5 episodes of each show you watch.
Which is crazy because this new about to say Black Panther. This new Captain America has to address the events in that, right?
Yeah, it has to.
And we also know that they're going to address the events at the end of Eternals with the Tiamat being, in the ocean and all that. So that's what I'm really excited for.
Right, and I'm loving that because that's been such a open-ended thing for the longest. It's like, hey, there's this fucking thing in the ocean,
right?
Like, when we gonna address this shit? Like for real, you know what I mean? So. Definitely. But to add to what you were saying, Ralph, like I do think that it's gonna be a continuation. The director, like I said, I don't know much about him, but it looks like he studied, he studied those last Cap films.
Yeah,
like he studied hard, and even do anybody know who did the show? The Falcon Winter Soldier, who like kind of put that show together?
Not sure.
That's a good thing to know. I would say
I think Marvel's about to cook with this whole setting up the X-Men storyline with. You have Captain here, and then you go back down. I think Thunderbolts is going to be next, right? So. I think Thunderbolts is supposed to address some of this stuff here. And just kind of going back to Giancarlo, I looked up at least the character that he's supposed to play as somebody in X-Force. I thought they was like recast. When I heard that he was playing like a military type of guy, I thought they was like a William Stryker type of situation, which essentially is still the same thing, even though X-Force is not what William Stryker was on. But then again, it still leads to the X-Men in some way. So like you said, I would have loved him to play like a bigger villain or not a mid-level type of guy because his acting prowess is better than that, and
it allows for
demands,
that.
Yes,
Exactly. Yeah, it allows for his acting. Like you said, his acting prowess allows for that, and to have a person like you can't just put any actor in the place of playing one of those like villain, like a Doom or Magneto. You can't just put anyone in that role.
And that's what I was going to ask, because like as much as we love Giancarlo, and as much as he is proven to be like racially ambiguous, because you don't know if he's Afro-Latino, you know he's black,
right?
You don't know, you don't know what he's doing.
Right.
How would you feel if he did play, a Magneto which has a Jewish heritage? You know what I'm saying? Like, would that be a problem? I'm speaking. I don't think it would be a problem for you, but I'm just asking. Like, would that be an issue?
Because no, I know you have to give that disclaimer sometimes, because like, no, it definitely wouldn't be a problem. Look, there's a lot of folks are already saying that quote unquote inclusion is oversaturating the fucking space, the superhero movie space or whatever the case may be, or just comic books in general. There's a lot of black characters taking over and so on and so forth, which I think is great. Of course, you see the cover of our skin. We love it. You know why? Because we haven't had this. It's just now getting like this. And the fact that you have other opposing voices saying that they keep it original and this, that, and the third. It just goes to show how long we've been on a back burner. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep. Yeah.
So for Giancarlo to play any one of those like high, omega level type, villains, I definitely wouldn't have a problem with it. You know what I'm saying? His caliber of like artistry when it comes to acting it's deserving of that. You know what I mean? So yeah, no, definitely not a problem.
I could definitely see him embodying like Magneto. Like I definitely see that
exactly.
But I get that his like it's different than him just being white. I guess because a lot of that is tied to Jewish Holocaust stuff. That's why I can see the opposition being, oh no, we got to keep it pure. Like,
only for that. No, and you're right. Only for that, because they were oppressed as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not comparing oppression, not the oppression Olympics today.
Right, exactly. You know what I'm saying? But to flip it, the story can be told just the same. You know what I'm saying? Okay. If not more in depth. You understand what I'm saying? So
exactly.
Would y'all be mad if he were to play Magneto? Would y'all be mad at them changing his backstory for the movie?
Well, they've done that before.
Yeah.
I mean, just with any character, but I think the problem lies with the fact that this is such a beloved. Yeah, like this ain't just somebody else. Like I guess
it's the magnitude of the character, right?
So let me ask you guys this then. If and you're right, it's the magnitude of the character, and I do believe some characters like don't need to be touched. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just leave them the way they are, because they're so deep rooted in the lore of what we've been reading since we were kids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then you have characters that, like the whole Miles Morales thing, for instance. When that came about, there was like a total uproar when they kept beating it into their heads. This is not the main 616 Spider-Man. The ultimate. But no, they still didn't want to hear that. We don't want no other Spider-Man but Peter Parker. Good old white Peter Parker. You know what I'm saying? So I get it, because it was ingrained in them. That's all they knew was Peter Parker.
Yeah.
But even Spider-Man, as beloved as he is, I still think there was room for growth for him. You know what I'm saying? For him to, switch and add inclusion. But then there's some characters, like you said, like Magneto is one of those characters which I wouldn't, as much as I wouldn't mind them switching it up, they really don't have to, and I wouldn't be mad. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't have to. I wouldn't be mad at all. So
yeah, man.
Yeah.
So I don't know what other movies or properties from just comic book movies in general Marvel, DC, whatever, are you looking forward to that's coming up? I know Deadpool and Wolverine is coming up.
Oh
We
yeah.
mentioned Thunderbolts, Superman. Like what else are you looking forward to?
Okay. I'm definitely looking forward to Deadpool Wolverine. Like,
Yeah.
because I believe solely that this is like we're about to relive Iron Man 1 all over again. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Mm.
Well, let me hold on. Let me put this
Okay.
disclaimer. So this
Okay.
is a disclaimer to the listeners. This episode is coming out after Deadpool drops, Deadpool and Wolverine drops. So everything we're talking about now is before we actually see the movie.
Yeah,
so just
right.
keep that in mind. Keep that in mind.
Oh yeah. Oh, good,
So,
good. Yeah, good to know. Good to know. So yeah, with that said, I believe that, Deadpool Wolverine is setting it's about to set up what's this whole next, phase and everything, which we needed. We needed a hard reset.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I think this is gonna be, I think Loki season 2 kind of helped usher that in.
Yeah.
Because if you think about a lot of the things that we see on the trailers for Deadpool Wolverine it's like kind of tied in. He's dealing with the TVA and all this nonsense. So it's just setting up. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited for Joker Folio Do.
Okay.
I am not, but well, it's
okay.
cool.
Hey, I'm excited for that. I love the first Joker. Once again, like, if I mostly talk about Marvel, but there's a few DC characters that I admire. You know what I'm saying? Joker is one of them. And I'm interested to see how Lady Gaga does as Harley Quinn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's been a lot of mixed emotions about that. They're like, get this chick out of here, and then there's some championing her. So, I'm just anxious to see it.
Yeah.
And then of course Superman. I'm anxious to see what James Gunn is going to do with all of these properties, though.
Yeah.
Since he's became head of that whole department. But yeah, Superman, I keep seeing like little stills from the movie shoot and everything, and that looks good. So yeah, there's a few. And like you said, Brave New World, Captain America. I'm definitely looking forward to that. Yeah.
With the trailer for Brave New World, looking ahead to the Thunderbolts, does it make either one of you all more excited or more wanting to anticipate the Thunderbolts more? Because again, like we said, I wasn't expecting that Captain America trailer to come out when it did. I definitely wasn't expecting it to be as good as it was.
Right.
So with it being so good, it's like, does it bring any more anticipation for Thunderbolts now? Because I wasn't really that excited, but now it's like, well, if they gonna do this, then I know Thunderbolts got to be somewhat fire, right? Like,
absolutely
no,
absolutely not. I'm never here for team up films out of the blue. Like, nah, you can't sell me on this. Like, I guess because a lot of those characters, like, we haven't seen them in so long. Like, we haven't seen any of them. Like, they're pulling Ghost. Like, what's my girl name?
Ghost.
Yeah, you pulling her out your ass. Like, we ain't seen her in about 10 years, bro. Like, it's been 10 years.
And that was Ant-Man 2. What?
And let alone how cohesive they would work together. Like how you pulling all these. You know what I'm saying? If they will work together, you know what I'm saying?
Version of the Suicide Squad.
I was just about to say
pretty much.
Thing, I mean, it can be an entertaining film. Don't get me wrong, but just story wise and who's going to be like the Harley Quinn of this situation, like pretty much who's going to be the star, like Bella Badova, like did I pronounce it right? Bella Badova, yeah, that's all. Black Widow little sister, like, you know what I'm saying? Then a fake daddy on the team. Like, I'm confused, bro. Like, I don't know what to do, bro. I don't know what to do with this. Like, what you want me to do?
The fake daddy on the team.
Yeah, a fake daddy. It's not even a real daddy. It's a fake daddy,
right?
And that guy, that god awful Taskmaster. You know what I'm saying?
See? The only reason we hype is because it leads to the X-Men. Like, that's the only reason.
Right.
And low-key Brave New World doing that. Oh, Antimanium on this big ass robot coming out the ocean. Bet. why do we need a movie to explain that? Like, I'm just like Marvel burns money, bro. Like, they be burning money. Some of that stuff don't even be necessary. Like,
nah, you're right. You're right. Some of them you could just cut corners and get
like,
right
you
to the
cut
point.
corners, bro. We ain't had to do this.
Get right to. Nah, you're right.
2.5 hours of mess for nothing. I guarantee you.
Oh man, like they just
Fuck the
collected
team,
all.
Man, what? Listen, hey, bro. Hey, listen.
They just collected all the scraps, all the scraps to make a movie.
Now I gotta ask you this, Dub. I don't know what's the sentiment of Blade with Hip Hop Marvels. How do y'all feel about what's going on with the film that's may or may not be happening next year?
Right now, personally, like you talking to one of the biggest like rooters of this movie. Yes, now I'm just like, this shit it's a shit show now at this point. It's a total shit show. I don't know what like you had what did Wesley say? He came out and said and he kind of was hitting on a point. He was pretty much saying they don't have the that secret sauce that they, you know what I'm saying? They don't have that to kind of be able to pull together the magic that they had back when he was running it.
My thing with Blade, and when they announced it, I was like, I don't know. Like, you telling me this go fit in the same world with the Avengers? Like, they do blood.
Oh, you
like,
had that. You had that thought off rip.
Off rip.
He did.
I've been saying this since they announced. I like Mahershala as an actor. I love him as an actor. Right. But we gotta be honest. This supposed to fit in this family friendly MCU.
But I mean, and listen, if they're gonna keep Deadpool like how he was, which it looks like they are.
But Deadpool wasn't supposed to be here though. That's the thing. Deadpool just came to the party. We didn't know this was gonna happen though. To be fair, like Blade was announced before Deadpool 3, and we still ain't got Blade yet.
It's true. It's true. We did just get the Deadpool announcement maybe like a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Late, and then Ryan Reynolds is really hands on with the development of Deadpool as he's been since the first film.
And that's what I think needs to happen.
But Mahershala ain't trying to write no script. He just want to show up and act.
He want to act and go home.
That's pretty much.
No, I'm saying pay Wesley.
Oh, listen, I have been a proponent of saying that he ain't too much older than Mahershala. Mahershala already. Listen, the movie got announced 20 what?
Yeah.
I want to say
17, 18. It was somewhere up in there. Let's just say 19 at the latest.
Mm-hmm.
That's 5
years
ago.
Years.
That's still 5 years ago.
Right.
We used to get films in 2. Now, granted, pandemic, what I'm saying? I know pandemic shut the world down. Then we had the writer's strike. That shut down Hollywood for 6 months or something crazy like that. Listen, man, I won't Blade to prosper. But I am such a fan.
Trust me.
I am such a fan of that original film. And I look at how gory it was, the great story, the fighting, the choreography, the blood, the thing. Like, I think about that opening scene. I was like, this is not MCU friendly at all.
At all.
That opening scene alone was enough. I was like, nah, this. Nah.
Yeah.
And then
I get it.
And then just the pizzazz that Blade brought to the character, I can't unsee it. I can't unsee it. I don't care what you put in there.
Exactly. Like he's Blade. Like that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Listen,
he's Blade.
Hugh Jackman has been Wolverine for 30 years. Like we can bring Wesley back. We can.
Exactly. I don't see nothing. Damn, you putting that time frame on it really made me think how old I am. Like I'm like, damn, I'm old.
And I mean, I exaggerated a little bit.
In 2000.
Yeah.
I'm not too far off there. 24, 25 years. Like,
yeah. Sheesh.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Dang. Hey, Wesley, come on, man! Like,
for real,
Marvel. Let's do
it,
man.
Because all of these, like they keep doing like rewrites and shit, rewrites of the script and everything, and it's it's just becoming like I don't know. It's just becoming redundant at this point because it's like, all right, either y'all gonna like, and now I'm to the point to where like they can do the movie now. I'm like. All these scripts and stuff, like y'all, I don't even think y'all gonna get it right.
No,
all these changes,
it couldn't be right. Like I'm losing faith in them. Like
Yeah, most definitely.
At this point, they really do just need to scrap the movie. I'm not even gonna lie. Like
Mhm.
whatever that after credit scene for Eternals, like just act like it never happened.
It'd be
like
it'd be one of the plenty after credit scenes we've had and just didn't have any payoffs. It happens.
Yep.
It happens.
Right.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah.
Try again after the mutant saga.
Hey,
like whatever.
Hey, it could be the shawarma scene all over again.
There you
know
go.
what I'm saying?
Look, exactly.
Because that shit really didn't mean shit, and it was in. They just put it at the end of the movie. Like, okay, they eating sandwiches. All right,
the Avengers will return. Oh,
okay.
Okay, thank you. Right.
Speaking of Avengers returning, right? Marvel is in talks with the Russo brothers, who have been at the forefront of some of the most successful Marvel team up films. They're in talks for Avengers 5 and 6. Anybody, does that heighten your expectation level for that film or that
Hell yes.
Okay.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
Double hell yes. Reason why? Because think about it. All of their combined films, like the oh my gosh, the gross, the money that they brought in,
they are the top tier. Like whenever you think about the top tier MCU films, the Russo brothers are
in my
probably
list. Like I can have a top 10. Exactly. A list. I can have my top 10 list, and they're in that list.
Yes.
With 4, what? How many movies they did for them? 4, I believe.
4
they
or
did
5. Something in there.
In Winter Soldier, they did Civil War, Infinity
War,
and Endgame.
Yep.
Yeah, so 4. Yeah,
yep.
So all 4 of those grossed out of the park. You know what I'm saying? So I'm extremely happy. I think they get it, and I want to say they approached Marvel about this like a while back, and they got denied. Like they wanted
which is crazy, right?
Which is crazy. Yeah, like they have all the evidence to back up what they what they want. Like, do they have to go back to the books and see how much they sold? Like,
right.
Like,
yes.
come on now.
Like, yes,
right.
Please.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to come back to us? Oh, we thought you'd never ask. Come on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
so, yeah, I just think that, given their track record with them helming like Avengers 5 and 6, like, the possibilities, like, they get it. They know they get it. And this is coming off the cusp. This is like when Obama got in office right after George Bush, and they had to come with the Avengers movie after Age of Ultron. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and they kind of fixed everything because let's face it, Age of Ultron was just like too long of a movie crammed into like this small amount of. Well, it was a long running time, but they shot too much footage. Like some scenes were cut short and stuff. You could tell it was just a lot of crazy loopholes and stuff in
that's why they had to go back and fix so much stuff. That's why I was like, I like Age of Ultron, where most people don't really care for the film, but it kind of fixed itself because they did so much with Ultron after the fact.
Yeah,
that kind of like makes you appreciate what the film was or wasn't.
Right. Yeah. So so they came off the cusp of that, and they came with Infinity War and Endgame, and those two movies alone, like, they flowed so like everything was so cohesive. It just like one movie kind of just bled into the next with it didn't look like two different movies. Like you could watch them together and it's just one long movie. You know what I'm saying?
5 hours.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say they hit on everything. You know what I mean? So I have no issue with them.
Let me ask you this. I'm gonna start with Johnny on this one. Do you think the Russo brothers can overcome Kane Dynasty, or what may not be with that? Because they're probably getting away from it.
Well, so answer is yes.
Okay.
I think they can. I think the Russo brothers understand how to handle a plethora of characters in a movie. Now we know with Avengers 5 and 6, there's still going to be odd team ups, right? We'll see She-Hulk and Moon Knight or some weird shit like that, right? But I think the Russo brothers know how to handle the different offsets of team ups that'll be throughout the galaxy. Okay. I think they'll be able to do that perfectly because we have 2 great examples of it already.
Yeah,
exactly.
They had a villain to work with. We don't know who the villain is. That's what I'm getting to.
Well, so
if are they leaving Kane Dynasty out? That's one. Are we recasting Kane? I don't know.
So so again, we're recording this ahead of time, but this weekend coming up, your birthday weekend actually, is San Diego Comic-Con. And Marvel is returning to Hall H. And I think that's supposed to be one of the like surprises, is them announcing who the new Kang is. Not saying that Avengers 5 is still going to be Kang Dynasty, but they have to close out that story, right?
Yeah.
So that's supposed to be one of the surprises. So I guess we'll see in hindsight. But yeah.
I definitely can't wait for that. You know,
I'm gonna find that streaming link or something. I need to see that real time.
Oh yeah, we definitely gotta. You know, I know I'm speaking for the rest of my team. I know we definitely gotta cover that because like it's been a minute since Marvel been in Hall H. Like
absolutely,
it's been a minute. It's been a minute, so we're gonna definitely keep our eyes glued to that and like cover that. But as far as like, because I know you mentioned Kang and Kang Dynasty. I think I think the same thing. I think they're going to recast them. Now, who they recast them at like who they pick to recast them, I do not know.
We don't know.
I hope it's somebody like worthy of it, because I don't want them to do. They already pissed me off in what was it, Ant-Man and the Wasp? I mean the Quantumania. Yeah, Quantumania. They already pissed me off with how he went out in that movie. And Kang is supposed to be Kang. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, it's Ant-Man. He had to get beat with ants. What you mean?
Nah, man.
Nah,
man. I can't let that. Nah.
Totally right.
This is Kang. Look, you got me sounding like Steve Harvey. Like we talking about the Kangs. We talk about the Kangs, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? We talk about Kang.
Yeah.
And just the powerful stories I read in the comic books and stuff, it just didn't reflect that in that movie. So I would love for, and this is going back to the Russo brothers. You hit on something like so dope, is that they have experiences with numerous characters. You could tell they do their homework. I'm sure they done their homework on Kang, and I'm sure 100% sure they know how to tie up any loose ends involving Kang. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, man, I'm excited for the Russos to be back. Like, I think, like, if with the way Marvel's going, man, like Marvel's, look, I had a tough spell with them at one point.
Yeah.
I was like, everything that came out, I was just like, no. Now, everything's looking on the up and up. We had Loki season 2. We had, X-Men 97, which is super
fire. Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, shout out to that whole like staff, for the Emmy nod. You know what I mean?
Word,
like,
yeah.
And then on top of that, you got Deadpool Wolverine coming up. And so many other different things. Like, it's just the trajectory is on the up and up now, and I'm loving it.
Let's have some fun real quick. So you mentioned the last, let's just say, because I think technically we are in phase 5. So let's just talk about phases 4 and 5 of the MCU, right? What has been like what do you think has been one of the biggest flops from phases 4 and 5 of the MCU? Like, which movie did you not like the most?
Probably it'll probably be Quantumania. Like, I ain't going front. Okay. Because it's crazy because I have old episodes of the podcast where I'm saying how anticipated I am. Like, I'm like eager to see Quantumania because I'm thinking it's going to set up a much broader, much bigger like picture. And to see it, and I'm like, what? It really didn't do shit. Like, so I'm like, you know what I mean? I still left scratching my head. And I said that like about a plethora of Marvel shows and movies. Like, like if they're Marvel calls themselves the dot connectors, right? They the continuity kings. You know what I'm saying? Everything's connected. There's always. So when I leave a movie and I'm scratching my head, like, that's not supposed to happen. Like, I'm not supposed to leave the movie theater like,
What did I watch?
Right. What
and,
just
and-
happened?
and- right. And what really did it was a lot of the end credit scenes. I'm like, what the hell was that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I end up having the Patrick Stewart meme face. You know the meme when he's like, you know, he's looking.
Yeah.
So I was
Yeah.
like, what the hell? You know what I mean? So yeah, man. Quantum Mania. I think that would be. I just can't get with that one. That was one of the biggest flops to me. I even like the Marvels. Like the Marvels was dope to me.
So I love the Marvels. I love the Marvels too.
Yeah, it was fun. A fun movie.
One of my biggest flops was Thor: Love and Thunder.
Okay.
They
I ain't mad at that.
They had the opportunity to do something great. Me and Ralph, we have talked about this at length, but with Christian Bale as
Gore,
the guy. Oh my God, they had such an opportunity, and he wasn't even really in the film that much, like, which is crazy. So it's just that whole movie, and then him with the buff arms at the beginning and just jokes. It was all bad. It was just all
yelling
bad.
goats.
Bad. And then Zeus was a freak. Like it was just too much going on in that movie. It was way too much.
I say my biggest flop has to be Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. It was so much. Like, I know they kind of forego Doctor Strange's sequel to do multiverse stuff, and his direct villain should have been Mordo. It should have been Mordo.
Absolutely.
They set it up beautifully for it to be Mordo, and I was like, okay. And then I can't never pronounce my man's name, but he's always Victor Sweet from Four Brothers. Like, that's my man. So they done shortchanged them to do this multiverse stuff that didn't really work. And then it's heavy on the WandaVision stuff. So if you didn't see WandaVision, I don't think you would appreciate, or at least try to appreciate, what they did with the film. I just think it was just too much. And Doctor Strange, for him being like, I think he has a top 5 MCU film for me because of the mysticism, the different type of origin story that he had, and just how it visually looks. Doctor Strange, I love the film. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's without flaw, but I love the film, right? So for that to be the follow-up movie, and that came out, 16? The first movie came out in 16. When the second
16. The second one came out
22.
Oh, I want to say 22.
6 years later, and that's what we getting, and we don't even know what's on the horizon for 3.
Right.
Like, we don't know when that's coming.
Yeah.
So you're sacrificing a lot of the mysticism and art stuff, to do, multiverse stuff, which is cool.
Right.
But, saying, why had to be Doctor Strange film?
Right.
Right. No, I definitely get that. And then remember, he was in this Spider-Man joint too,
and
like
to do the exact same thing.
The exact same thing, exactly.
But it only works for the Sonyverse and not,
exactly.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. Hey man, let's have some fun real quick, man. Let's close it out here, man. So BillBoard had the audacity, the caucasity. I don't know who's on the I don't know who's on the list over there on the panel, but we have the top 100 hip hop albums of all time according to BillBoard. But we ain't got time for all that. Top 10. Let's just see how we feel about it. Right? I'll run through them. So at number 10, we have The Great Adventures of Slick Rick. At number 9, we have Jay-Z with The Blueprint. Number 8, we have Eric B. and Rakim, Paid in Full. We have number 7, we have Snoop Doggy Dogg's Doggy Style. Number 6, Tupac, All Eyes on Me. Number 5, we have Biggie, Life After Death. Number 4, Outkast, The Quimini. Number 3, Lauryn Hill, The Miseducation. Number 2, we got Dr. Dre, The Chronic. And then number 1, Illmatic.
That laugh was sinister. I love it.
Let's react.
Oh
here.
Man, like
my brothers in pod. What do we have for this list?
So okay, most of that list, from 10. What you read the top 10, right?
It went from 10 to 1.
10 to 1, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm not mad at a lot. I'm not mad at a lot of them on that list. Is when you get to my girl L Boogie, man. And see, oh man, look,
and it's top 3,
and it's and it's top 3. Not even the 5th one, like just top 3. To me, like I said, Lauryn Hill is one of the dopest MCs, right? Part of one of the dopest hip hop groups, collectives, yeah. But that particular album for me, like her and Andre 3000, they kind of get like asterisks next to them, you know, like solo artists, because they're so freaking talented. It's like I might have to put like Missy Elliott in that group too. And that's not even taking nothing away from them. Like to remove them from this list is not even
it's not a slight
a chink in their armor, at all. You know what I'm saying? It's really kind of placing them on another, like, you know, pedestal. Like really, the fact that album is like it's mostly singing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I have a question, and I know Johnny's gonna love it, right? So how is the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill better than Thriller, but not better than Illmatic? You know what I'm saying? Not
right,
better than
you talking about leaning on the other list, right?
Leaning on the other list. Hold on, this is a Billboard list. Billboard made that list. We didn't ask for this. No, that was Apple Music. Music.
Okay, Apple Music. But yeah, according.
Woo, okay, that's a plot hole. See, I was
no. But at the same time, it's not a plot hole against who's behind the know, on the staff. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no plot holes there.
Yeah, no.
Trust me.
Right.
The list tells you it's no plot holes, because if there was, this list would be a lot better. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So with that said, you're hitting on a point though. How can it be better than Thriller
over here? But not better than Illmatic over here.
Over here, yeah. But see, that just goes to show you why it doesn't belong on this list. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just better tells you, okay, it's better than Thriller, and it can be argued, and it's a great album. It's like one of my favorite albums of all time, right? But that's why it shouldn't be on this list, because now you have to put it under Illmatic.
Now you gotta
understand what I'm saying?
Now, this is the thing, right? Dr. Dre Chronic at 2 is a slight problem for me. Not that it's not a great album, that it's not, influential. I know all the accolades.
Right.
But I think musically 2001 is better. But then again, I don't know what the criteria is. We didn't get
exactly. That's why I said some of these I'm not mad at.
Over some of these albums is kind of crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Even though Chronic is a great, I can argue it being top 10. I get that.
Right.
But come on now.
where did Blueprint fall? What number was that?
Blueprint was 9.
Bruh.
Blueprint was 9.
We talking about greatest rap albums. Like,
okay.
Cohesive albums. Like,
that's why
listen,
no one will ever argue against Illmatic being where it is.
Yeah,
listen, I have, I'm equally a Jay and Nas fan, but
Me too.
I'm partial to Jay. You know what I'm saying? That's just because of the hit making. Like, that's what kind of drew me in to make me a true, I want to listen to album fan. You know what I'm saying? So that's what Jay did for me. But I acknowledge Nas and how great he is. So if Illmatic is number 1, there's no argument.
Mm-hmm.
No, exactly. That's why I didn't say anything. They call it the hip hop Bible for God's sake.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's like all jokes aside, it literally is a blueprint for making an album, like making a rap album.
Yeah. For sure.
A blueprint.
Yeah, and some could argue he introduced the whole format of like the multiple producers, because like
that's why I said,
you know what I'm saying?
Like it's Nas being so young when he made the album, like that's what you do out the gate.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
And New Yorkers will fight you in the street over that album. Fight you in the street. But
right.
Outkast at number 4, Quimini, I like that.
I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that.
I think that's peak Outkast. Like I think that's their best album.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I don't have no argument there.
Yep.
Biggie with Life After Death. Would you put that over? Would you put that over Ready to Die? Because we only have a short amount of big stuff, right?
Right.
Now, they put Big and Tupac respectfully in the top 10, and they use both their double albums as in that conversation.
But Ready to Die was nowhere near top 10 though, right?
Yeah, they are the doubles. I mean, they are the standard when it comes to double albums, but I don't know if that's their best though. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know because
maybe we're not going off best.
Yeah,
You know,
I see, and that's when the criteria thing comes in because like Life After Death was impactful. Like we're going on impact.
Yes.
I mean, it came out after he was gone. Like, you know what I'm saying? So the impact, and then on top of that, it's a double album. The sales were different back then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With double albums, like they counted each of those as one album. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it automatically doubled your sales. So yeah, I think if they had a list of the criteria, we could better understand it. Because like I said, I'm not mad at some of the placement of some of these albums, but I want to know a little bit more in depth why they put these. It's more so why'd you put this above this or this below this?
Yeah, like
type deal. You know what I'm saying?
In respect to Slick Rick, but I don't think it's a number 10 album.
Right.
I mean,
right.
Like you could have gave maybe an LL album that spot. You know what I'm saying?
It's a great album. The Slick Rick album is a great album.
It's a great album. But it's like, who else? Because I feel like, you know, we can obviously talk about snubs because we're only talking about the top 10. We didn't see the rest of the list. Now, if there's not, you know, like a LL album on this list, okay, now that's an issue. That's an issue.
That's nasty, right?
And you know, and like clearly, like we know, right, and clearly we know like LL, Slick Rick, certain artists are before our generation. But then again, we respect them so much, and we, you know, we probably went back and listened to these albums as homework and went back and just understand what this is. So it's no slight, but it's like what albums should be here instead of a Slick Rick album, with all due respect, you know.
And you talking about at number because Slick Rick
it's
was
like
number
right
10.
It's at 10,
because you
right
got a
there,
Rakim album at 8. You know, Everything on Rakim Paid in Full is a very
very
influential album. But most of these albums are for the 2000s and the 90s.
Right.
If we come about top 10.
Well,
right.
So I'm glad you said that because I was looking through it, and with the exception of Jay-Z, The Blueprint, right? That came out in 2001. All the rest of the albums are prior to 2000. I was going to ask, do you guys think that there should be an album post 2000 outside of The Blueprint that should be in the top 10 when we're talking about hip hop albums
of all time?
Yeah.
If that's the case, I would add Good Kid, Mad City.
And that would be that would also be my pick. That would be my pick.
That's in there. If we're gonna do that, if we're gonna do post 2000, you said post 2000?
Post 2000, yeah.
Easy Good Kid, Mad City.
Easily Good Kid, Mad City. I would like to throw a Kanye album in there. It doesn't really matter which one. As long as
at this point, you can roll
as long as it's from the first 5 albums, I really don't have any argument. Like, you know what I'm saying?
He's one of those ones. We had this conversation about being one of those MCs, those rappers that have like 5 straight fire projects in a row.
Ain't too many people got what
not
Kanye
too many.
got.
Ice Cube got him.
He starts stinking up the spot after a little bit, but
the first 5 were solid. He
don't have that much company in that realm. Like I said, Ice Cube is there. Who else?
Could you say Eminem?
Yeah.
If we talking 5 albums, no.
Okay, I'm about to say in a row.
No.
4.
He got. I say 3.
Yeah,
I say the first 3.
Solid 3 for sure.
The first 3.
What's after Encore? What's after Encore?
You talking about Slim Shady, Marshall Mathers LP, and then
Eminem Show.
No, okay, no.
Encore is 4.
I meant what's okay. I'm tripping. I meant what's after Eminem Show, which is Encore.
Encore, yeah.
Okay.
So he may be up there. He may be up there.
Yeah, he can say 4, but I don't
say 4.
What's after Encore? I don't even.
Relapse.
Yeah.
Oh nah. Yeah.
Nah.
See,
that's when the decline began.
Like the decline came. Yeah,
that's start going like this. You know.
Yeah, that's when the decline.
Like 5 in a row. Like Jay ain't even got 5 in a row. And that's my man. So I ain't gonna hold you. Nas don't have 5 in a row. Like a lot of these, like that's why Kanye is different. Now, granted, he's not considered a rapper's rapper. You know what I'm saying? He's more of an entertainer, more of a musician. I don't know how you. It's kind of hard to classify.
It's difficult. Kanye he's another one with an asterisk.
Yeah, he's an artist for sure, and his music is mostly definitely hip hop. But you know that ghostwriters, and we okay with him being having those types of creative sessions because of the music provided. But 5 straight bangers, bro. Ain't too many people got it.
We might need to table that topic and bring that back up at another point because
that's a good
nobody has 5. That's why I always say Kanye
like in a row,
like
in a row.
No, that's what's up.
In a row.
Clearly.
Yeah,
we have read
had-
it in my docket, right?
So before we get out of here, Dub, just talk to the listeners about yourself, Hip Hop Marvels, where they can find you, and anything y'all got coming up, because we want our listeners to be able to tap in with y'all as well. So just talk about everything Hip Hop Marvels.
Okay, yeah, most definitely. So yeah, as you can see, I go by Dub Floyd. I'm not even gonna say former DJ, but
Once a DJ, always a DJ, bro.
right. I still DJ. I was heavy on the mixtape circuit. The early 2000s. Got to work with a lot of MCs in the industry, and have them be guests on my mixtapes, and was pushing records and stuff like that. And I talked to one of my DJ counterparts, and I had an idea for a podcast, but I seen that there were a lot of Marvel podcasts out there that just strictly talked about Marvel or the MCU mainly. And I said I need to do something to kind of separate, because like if you walk into a store, you see like the same thing all on a shelf. It's just like whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I had to figure out a way, and I had to talk with my homeboy DJ Wally Sparks. Shout out to Wally Sparks. But he pretty much said like, what are your loves? Like, what do you like to do, or what are you what brings you joy? I said, man, just reading comic books and listening to hip hop. It's something simple as that. You know what I'm saying? And that's when it clicked. He was like, there you go, man. Like hip hop and Marvel, just talk about that, because that way you corner the market, like a niche market. Because a lot of times, people don't realize that the people that work behind the scenes at Marvel, they're in tune to hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of hip hop artists love comic books and shit.
Yeah.
And another thing that kind of helped that was the catalyst to Hip Hop Marvels was back in I want to say it was like 2016 or no, 20. It was around between 2012, 2016. When Marvel came out with the hip hop variant covers.
Yeah. I got a few of those upstairs right now.
Right, me too. So that was around the time Axel Alonso was the editor in chief. Okay. And he was a big hip hop head at the time. And, he wanted to incorporate hip hop into the variant covers, and reenacting different classic album covers.
Yeah.
Some of those that are probably on that list, you know what I'm saying? And reenact them. So I thought that was a perfect marriage. And I was like, we never seen that from like DC Comics or anything. And although DC, they may have reference hip hop here and there, not as much as Marvel. Like, even the MCs, the people in hip hop, they'll reference, in their hip hop songs, they'll reference Marvel characters specifically. So I always thought that they had that commonality in that dialogue, and I wanted to continue that. So that's why I formed Hip Hop Marvels back in 2015, 2016. Okay. And we started off as just like an Instagram page, just kind of highlighting that, just a hub, just pulling from the net, like things that were incorporated, things that incorporated hip hop and Marvel, whether it be the comics or MCU or whatever. Like we covered when Ghostface had that hidden scene in Iron Man 1, when he met Tony Stark. It was like a uncut scene that they had in Iron Man 1. Yeah, Ghostface actually met Robert Downey Jr. and was telling him like, yeah, I got the girls on the plane for you, Tony. And he was like, I'm Tony too. And, stuff like that.
That's so,
yeah, you might be able to find it on YouTube, but it was like a deleted scene. You know what I'm saying? Of Iron Man and Iron Man. So we covered that, and we covered, just things pertaining to hip hop and Marvel. And that's what that's our motto. That's our mission statement. We tend to, go out and spread awareness on the connect and some of the disconnects. And, we tend to, on our podcast, we cover current events in hip hop and Marvel. Yeah. We have a section. We have a segment on the show called Dropping Gems, where we just kind of like take everything that we learned throughout the show and kind of give a gem to give back to the people, for them to, you know, digest and everything. So, yeah, man. You know, shout out to my team. My team, I couldn't done it without them. You know, so yeah, shout out to my team. Rick, Wiz, Jigpool, shoot, I got a whole Pat, like, you know what I mean?
whole crew,
like the whole crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole crew. But yeah, man. So yeah, that's what we do. That's our mission statement. We just spreading the awareness of hip hop culture, Marvel comics and entertainment, how they intertwine, how they interact. And believe it or not, there's a lot of similarities. I mean, stemming all the way back from like early records like Africa Bambaataa and Nucleus with Jam on It back in the 80s. The guy who did their covers, you know, he was a Marvel Comics artist at the time. You know what I mean? So like it stems back that far. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like it always been a marriage between like Marvel and hip hop. And they kind of have like some of the similar same, you know, story both being birthed in New York.
Right.
You know,
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So
That's
yeah,
dope.
man.
I love it. I love it. Well, listen, this is your first time on OS. Next time, well, you have a open door policy over here.
Appreciate that, man.
We hope to get the rest of the gang on next time.
Yeah, most definitely. We got to have the rest of the squad on and have a powwow, man, for real. Yeah, we definitely got to do that.
For sure.
Definitely got to do that.
Let me think. Episode what? 239.
239.
Anything left for the people?
Hey man, we appreciate you guys for rocking with us and you know, listening to us rant and rave about the things we like or don't like for this hour and some odd thing. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. If you see this link, make sure you share it because OS is for the streets.
And with that, that's episode 239.
239.
And we out.
Chill.
Peace.
You are now listening to Oversaturated, the podcast hosted by Johnnie and Ralph. Now let's get it.